Have you ever found yourself halfway through a project only to realize that everything you planned is no longer relevant? Maybe the client changed their mind, new technology was introduced, or unforeseen roadblocks popped up. Managing changes during the project execution phase can feel overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to effectively manage and adapt to changes during project execution, so you can keep your project on track and deliver successfully. Hey everyone, welcome back to NxtChair, your go-to channel for all things project management. If you're new here, this channel is all about helping project managers like you simplify processes and overcome challenges with practical, step-by-step guides. Whether you're just starting out or you're an experienced project manager, we've got something for everyone. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Today, we're diving into a critical topic: how to manage changes and adapt during project execution. Trust me, if you're working on any project, this is a skill you need to master. Let's jump right in. The topic: how to manage changes and adapt during project execution. Managing changes during project execution is a real challenge for most project managers. The execution phase is where the real work happens, tasks are being completed, teams are working, and deliverables are starting to take shape. But this is also the phase where things are most likely to change. Client requirements can shift, new information may surface, or external factors may force you to rethink your entire approach. While it may be tempting to stick rigidly to the original plan, adaptability is one of the most valuable skills a project manager can have. Changes are inevitable, but how you manage those changes will determine whether your project succeeds or fails. The key is to respond to changes efficiently, ensure clear communication with your team and stakeholders, and adjust your project plan without causing chaos. In this video, I'll take you through a step-by-step approach to manage changes and adapt during the execution phase, as well as share some best practices and common mistakes to avoid. If you're looking to master project change management, I've got another video just for you. You can check it out by clicking the I button above. Let's get started. Step-by-step guide to managing changes during project execution. Step 1. Identify and acknowledge the change. The first step in managing changes is to identify them as early as possible. You need to have a process in place to capture and review changes. Whether it's feedback from the client, internal issues, or external market factors, recognizing that a change is necessary is crucial to adapting efficiently. Once you've identified the change, it's important to acknowledge it. Don't ignore or downplay it. Changes that are swept under the rug can become larger issues down the road, creating even more significant delays and miscommunication. Pro tip: create a formal change request process where changes are documented and reviewed before being approved. This will help ensure that no unexpected changes derail your project without proper evaluation. Do you currently have a process in place to handle changes during project execution? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear how your team approaches this. Step 2. Assess the impact of the change. Once you've acknowledged the change, the next step is to assess its impact. This is where you evaluate how the change will affect various aspects of the project, including timeline, scope, resources, and budget. During this assessment, ask questions like: 1. Will this change delay the project deadline? 2. Will it increase the project scope or complexity? 3. Do we need additional resources or budget to accommodate the change? 4. How will this change impact stakeholders or end users? Assessing the impact allows you to weigh the pros and cons of the change. Not all changes are worth implementing, and some may require additional adjustments elsewhere in the project. Make sure to involve key stakeholders in this assessment to get a holistic view of the change's impact. Pro tip: use a project management tool to track the potential impacts of changes in real time. Tools like Asana, Trello, or Monday.com allow you to quickly visualize how a change affects timelines, task dependencies, and resources. Step 3. Communicate the change to your team and stakeholders. Clear and timely communication is essential when managing changes. Once you've assessed the impact, it's time to communicate the change to your team and stakeholders. Transparency is key here. Everyone needs to understand why the change is happening, how it will affect their work, and what new deadlines or priorities may be introduced. Effective communication helps manage expectations and ensures everyone is on the same page. Be sure to explain the rationale behind the change, the expected outcomes, and how this adaptation aligns with the project's goals. Key tips for communication. 1. Hold a team meeting to explain the change and how it affects current tasks. 2. Update all project documentation and timelines to reflect the new plan. 3. Communicate the change to stakeholders via email or regular status updates, providing a clear overview of how it impacts project deliverables and outcomes. Before we move on to the next step, let's do a quick quiz to test your understanding so far. Question: what is the most important aspect of communicating changes during project execution? A. Only informing the team leader. B. Keeping stakeholders in the dark until the project is completed. C. Explaining the reason for the change and its impact on the project. D. Waiting until after the change is implemented to notify the team. Let's pause here for a moment and write your answer in the comments section below. Correct answer: C. Explaining the reason for the change and its impact on the project. Let me know in the comments if you got it right. Communication is essential when managing changes, so making sure the team and stakeholders are informed about the why behind the change will help avoid confusion and misalignment. Step 4. Adjust the project plan and reallocate resources. After you've communicated the change, it's time to adjust the project plan accordingly. This might mean extending deadlines, adding new tasks, or reassigning responsibilities. It's important to adjust your project roadmap to reflect the new reality after the change. Don't try to force the original plan to fit, adjust it to accommodate the change and minimize disruption. Also, consider whether additional resources, such as time, manpower, or budget, are required to manage this new change effectively. If you anticipate resource shortages, now is the time to address them with stakeholders or leadership to prevent bottlenecks later. Pro tip: ensure that your team has access to an updated project timeline or dashboard where they can clearly see how the change has affected their tasks and responsibilities. If you're looking to master project planning, I've got another video just for you. You can check it out by clicking the I button above. Step 5. Monitor and review progress after the change. Once you've made adjustments, don't assume everything will go smoothly. It's important to monitor progress closely after a significant change has been implemented. Schedule regular check-ins with your team to ensure that the change is being executed smoothly and there are no additional issues or roadblocks. Review the new tasks and timeline regularly and make further adjustments if needed. The goal is to stay flexible and responsive. Tracking key metrics like task completion rates, budget burn rates, and resource allocation will help ensure that the change has not derailed the project. Great job making it this far. Let's test your knowledge with one last question. Question: what's the best practice after a major change has been implemented? A. Stop monitoring the project. B. Keep the original project plan unchanged. C. Add more changes immediately. D. Regularly monitor progress and review KPIs. Let's pause here for a moment and write your answer in the comments section. Correct answer: D. Regularly monitor progress and review KPIs. Tracking progress after a change is crucial to ensure it's being implemented smoothly. If you answered D, you're spot on. Remember to keep reviewing KPIs to make sure everything stays on track. Tips and tricks for managing changes during execution. Establish a clear change control process. Having a formal change management process helps ensure that changes are reviewed and approved before implementation. This keeps unapproved changes from disrupting the project. Stay flexible and open-minded. Don't view changes as setbacks. Instead, consider them opportunities to improve the project's outcome. Being adaptable will help you and your team thrive during the execution phase. Engage stakeholders early. Involving key stakeholders early in the change management process ensures they're aligned and reduces pushback when changes occur. Stakeholders are more likely to support changes when they understand the rationale behind them. Common mistakes to avoid when managing changes. 1. Ignoring the change or hoping it will go away. One of the biggest mistakes is ignoring a change, thinking it's not significant enough to warrant action. This can lead to bigger problems later. Always address changes as soon as they're identified. 2. Failing to communicate with the team. Changes that aren't communicated clearly can create confusion, frustration, and missed deadlines. Always make sure that everyone on your team is aware of any changes and understands how they will be affected. 3. Not reassessing project goals after a change. Sometimes changes can alter the project's overall goals or priorities. It's essential to revisit the project's objectives after a significant change to ensure everyone is still working toward the same outcome. 4. Overloading the team without adjusting deadlines. When changes occur, they often come with new tasks and responsibilities. Be mindful not to overload your team without adjusting deadlines or providing additional resources. Final thoughts. Managing changes during project execution doesn't have to be overwhelming. By having a clear process in place and staying flexible, you can adapt to changes quickly and keep your project moving forward. Remember, change is inevitable in any project, but how you handle it makes all the difference. If you found this guide helpful, give the video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more project management tips and step-by-step guides. And let me know in the comments how you handle changes in your projects. I'd love to hear your strategies. By following this step-by-step approach, you'll be better equipped to handle changes during project execution and ensure your project remains on track for success. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.